Chapter 2. The disciple asks of his origin. Every seeker, upon glimpsing even a fraction of their true nature, encounters the same inattention. The overwhelming sense of vastness contrasted sharply with the human experience of smallness. The disciple approaches the teacher with this familiar dilemma, asking why a being born of the first mind could ever feel uncertain, limited, or divided. This question arises not from ignorance but from the innate memory of a greater state, a memory obscured but never erased. Thoth's answer, therefore, addresses the paradox at the heart of incarnation, the deliberate descent of a boundless consciousness into the constraints of matter. The human experience of forgetfulness is not a flaw in the cosmic design but an intentional component of it. To know itself fully, consciousness must engage with perspectives that are not available in its infinite state. Just as a painter steps back from a canvas to perceive the whole composition, the eternal spark inhabits limitation in order to experience itself from vantage points unattainable within pure unity. This descent into density allows for the cultivation of discernment, will, and mastery. In forgetting the totality of its origin, the individual spark gains the opportunity to rediscover it through direct experience, thereby transforming abstract truth into embodied wisdom. Thoth teaches that incarnation serves as a crucible through which the soul refines its awareness. In its origin, the spark of the first mind is pure potency, complete yet untested. To awaken true power, the soul must encounter resistance, choice, and contrast. Human life provides these conditions, forming a field of practice in which consciousness can express, refine, and expand itself. The apparent fragmentation experienced within human form enables the spark to explore the principles of unity in a way that can not occur within the seamlessness of the primordial mind. The veil of forgetfulness is therefore not a punishment but a tool, one designed to transform potential into realized capability. This process introduces the paradox at the center of all esoteric teachings. One descends in order to rise. The act of stepping into limitation creates the very conditions necessary for transcendence. Similarly, fragmentation is not the opposite of unity but a stage in the return to it. Through experiencing separation, the spark learns to consciously reintegrate its aspects, gaining intentional control over energies that in its original state were simply inherent. The journey from sleep to awakening mirrors this same dynamic. Consciousness enters a state of forgetting so that the act of remembering becomes a catalyst for evolution. Awakening within limitation generates a depth of understanding and strength that could never be acquired in a realm of effortless knowing. Thoth's teaching emphasizes that nothing in the cosmos is more powerful than a being who remembers its divine origin while still inhabiting a finite form. Such an individual becomes a nexus between planes, capable of drawing down the wisdom of the first mind and applying it within the realm of matter. This synthesis of limitation and transcendence produces a unique form of mastery, a living demonstration of the Hermetic axiom, as above, so below. When the spark remembers itself within the human vessel, it becomes an active participant in the architecture of creation, able to shape reality with intention rather than reaction. The disciple's sense of smallness is thus reinterpreted as a necessary phase in the unfolding of self-awareness. Feelings of uncertainty serve not as obstacles but as invitations to inquire more deeply into one's nature. The apparent division within the self becomes a field of integration. Each doubt becomes a doorway to understanding. Each moment of forgetfulness, an opportunity for reclamation. This alchemical process transforms the psyche from a fractured identity into a coherent expression of the first mind. In this sense, the human condition is not an accidental exile but a purposeful pilgrimage. Therefore, the disciple learns that the origin of his limitations is the very source of his future strength. By choosing to enter density, he created the conditions through which he could rise beyond it. The journey through fragmentation enables the conscious unification of the self, and the descent into unconsciousness lays the foundation for a deliberate awakening. In embracing this paradox, the seeker gains insight into the nature of cosmic development. Evolution is not linear ascent, but a spiral descending, expanding, remembering, and transcending in repeating cycles. In summary, the disciple's question reveals the essential tension between divine origin and human experience. And Thoth's teaching resolves this tension by reframing incarnation as a sacred undertaking, The spark of the first mind descends into limitation to transform innate potential into experiential knowledge. Forgetfulness becomes the veil that, once lifted, reveals the full radiance of self-mastery. In this framework, the human journey is not a fall from grace, but a deliberate choice made by consciousness, seeking to know itself through contrast. The seeker is thus reminded that his struggles signify not weakness, but participation in an ancient and purposeful design. Through remembering his origin within his present condition, he embodies the very power the cosmos seeks to cultivate.